I'm Cassandra Guerra, and we're going to do a Pilates and Yin Yoga sequence focused on joint health. This is my model, Cody. And Cody's going to start against the wall. We're going to start by really activating through the core. So he's going to bring his heels together, toes apart. He's already set up with his feet. He's kind of a pro. And then he's going to ground his tail into the wall behind him. Using the proprioception, that's the feels in your body, to guide his back against the wall, kind of notching the back one vertebra at a time into the wall behind him. It's very challenging. To activate fully into the wall, he's going to be forced to ground through his heels, the fronts of his feet, and his outer glutes. So activating his gluteus medius here. Now he's going to keep notching, expanding his ribs into the wall behind him, then his shoulders, awesome. And the back of his head is going to be against the wall. He'll still have a nice lordosis, which is a curve towards me in his cervical spine. Then when he's ready, those arms are going to float up like zombie arms, right in line with the shoulders, and then down. He's going really slow here, breathing on an inhale up with the arms, on an exhale back down. His spine will want to peel off of the wall, but Cody's a pro, so he's not going to let it, right? He's going to stay active through his feet, really extending energy through those heels, really activating those glutes. The gluteus medius is that muscle that's really firing off here. And he's going to lift those arms back up. Beautiful, beautiful. And then lower them back down. Good. And just because I'm mean, he's going to lift them back up one more time. And I'm going to resist his hands. I'm going to come over and I'm going to push into his hands just slightly so that he can really feel that it forces that activation. You see that he brought his rib cage down and in automatically. That's because I'm using force to make his abdominals work to peel everything imprinted against the wall. And he's going to slowly lower his hands back down. Good. Then turn his palms in towards him and circle out to the sides. T with the arms, shoulder height, forward and down. Good. Like he's scooping molasses or peanut butter. I like to think of peanut butter so that there's that resistance. To keep his shoulders against the wall, he wants to feel like he's rolling a grapefruit in his armpit and he can't drop it as he lifts and lowers those arms. That's beautiful, Cody. And for our time here today, he's going to do just one more this direction. And then he's going to reverse that direction. Beautiful. Extending energy through those heels, still active through those glutes, engaging through that core, drawing that rib cage down and in. We say corset in Pilates so that you can feel that cue of activating through the core to pull your rib cage against the mat or the wall behind you and get your spine back into that imprint position. Also supporting your core, stabilizing your body. Good. And then Cody, to come out of this, is going to bring his hands to the wall behind him, his forearms against that wall. And then he's going to allow his arms to push him away from the wall so he floats his whole body away. This enables him to maintain his core so he can come down to the mat and stabilize. And before we come down to the mat, I'm actually going to show them proper positioning. So Cody, if you'll stand right here, please. Good. Now, Cody's been practicing with me a lot, so he looks great. Our job in Pilates is to realign your posture based on the habits that you've done to your body to create tightness and pulling that keep you out of alignment. And these things mean, oh, I have a little bit of laziness in my core, so I'm not holding myself completely upright. Or, oh, my foot's been hurting, so I kind of like hobble this way to do things. We want to really correct that, especially if you're going into surgery or if you want to eliminate pain in your joints, because a majority of the pain in our joints is happening because of the distribution of weight in our body. So the more upright we are, the more we use our core to control our movement, the more stabilized we are, the less load on our joints, the less pain we experience in our body. So Cody what he does with his feet is he supinates a little bit, he draws out to the outside, he puts more weight on this neck edge of his foot, and he is pointing his feet out in this direction. So we want to parallel the feet to start. Good. And then you're going to engage through the foot. You're going to bring the heel down into the mat, the toe down into the mat. Beautiful. Now, he's going to focus on micro bend in those knees so there's no hyperextension, keeping that knee in alignment right over his ankle. Then he's going to think about his hips. Are his hips right over those ankles? If they are, yeah, you're good. Then he's going to start focusing on bringing that core in alignment as well. So the rib cage needs to stack over the hips too. Then the shoulders, this plumb line of the shoulders right here. So this whole line is actually your plumb line, but the shoulders in our society tend to creep forward. So drawing the shoulders down and back, good. Creates that proprioception, making sure the rib cage doesn't splay forward as you do that. Beautiful. Breathing, this is super active. He's already doing work. Then the ears, we want those ears, to float in line with the shoulders as well. Wow, he looks so good. Awesome. All right, Cody. Now, I want you to go ahead and inhale. You can either bring your arms sweeping up overhead, and then exhale, start to roll yourself down. You're going to bring your hands down, then your chin towards your chest, then roll slowly and surely all the way down, keeping a micro bend in your knees to protect the joint, finding a place where your fingers can rest on the mat, then walking yourself forward. We're going to start in a plank position here. Yeah, get right into it, you know, bro. Good. Now, engaging through that core, activating through those glutes, pushing into my hand between your shoulder blades. Yes. So normally we would not want this rounding through the spine, but it's actually going to really support your core stability, especially if you need to work on strengthening your core, which we all do. Then you want to make sure that your shoulders are not creeping towards those ears. Usually we try to use this to support our body instead of using this to activate. Good. Activating through the gluteus medius, getting stronger energy through those heels. Feel like you're lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening through those heels to get longer and taller. Beautiful, Cody. Now, you can show the folks a modification. Go ahead and bring yourself down to your knees, just tapping those knees down to the ground, bringing those hips forward so you have that nice activation through the core alignment. And then those shoulders, yes, perfect, you already did it. And Cody's even doing a second modification coming to the forearms. For anyone that has soreness in your wrist, carpal tunnel, or arthritis, this is a perfect position for you. Anyone who has any hip dysplasia, any pain, or you really haven't done exercise for a while, you haven't activated your core, you're worried about it going straight into your back. In fact, if it's going in your back, if you already have back pain, try it here. This is a great place to be. This is a modified plank. Okay? Beautiful, Cody. Thank you. You can go ahead and sit back into child's pose. So this is your dessert right here, sitting into child's pose, breathing deeply into both of your side body. Lengthening through those arms. This is going to become active too because I'm so nice, right? Now, Cody's going to bring his hips towards his heels energetically. He can open his knees wider to get that movement. And the goal here is to bring your chest also down. Your third eye center down towards the mat in front of you. Lengthening through that spine. It's beautiful. The fingertips long, you can even crawl your way forward to create more expansion if you wish. Awesome. Cody looks great, so he's gonna hang out here. And this yin pose I recommend for 5 minutes. So from the child's pose that Cody's held for 5 minutes, he's gonna go ahead and activate through his fingertips, extend through his feet. He's gonna plant his feet. Yep. And then extend hips towards the ceiling, coming into a nice downward dog. This is his first downward dog of the day, so he might hang out here for a minute. He's gonna draw, yeah, you can, oh, he loves this, and you might too. It's like you're a dog wagging your tail, but you don't have to be so exaggerated with it. You bend one knee in towards you, extend the other heel away, then alternate. Beautiful, beautiful, Cody. He's really lengthening through his fingertips. He's such a good yogi that he has no wrist crease. So it's very important to feel like you're active through your arms so that you're not loading the joints. So lengthening the entire time, using your core, major theme, to engage the belly almost like you're hollowing it out and dumping all your internal organs into your rib cage. So your liver, your diaphragm, everything, and your lungs are seated here. You're scooping, creating more depth. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you get the message. It's a visual thing. Then, and a feeling. Then you're deepening, those hips go higher. Good. Then you draw your heels lower towards the ground as much as possible. Really good. Lifting through the quad to activate both the VMO and the remaining quadriceps so that you're lengthening through the back body as well. Feeling that work. Good, Cody. Now from here, he's gonna go ahead and come through a plank-like position. Good. Draw one knee, you choose, in towards yourself and then bring it forward, framing the foot. He's gonna drop the back knee down. He can, yes, you can bring the top of the foot down as well. And then he's going to walk both hands to the inside of that front foot. Good. He has choices. He's gonna find a nice square hip position. Yep. And then he can bring his knee deeper into the pose over that foot, as long by bringing his hips forward. As long as he feels comfortable going deep into it, he can keep bringing that knee forward, drifting over those toes. Now, modifications. If this is sore on your knee, you can have a blanket here. You can even double up the mat. If this is enough for you, if you're feeling a really good stretch, you do not need to go deeper. Cody is gonna go deeper. He's gonna bring his same side hand to that thigh. He's going to lift the arch side of that foot, and he'll feel this in a different area. Cody, where do you feel that right now?
This one I'm feeling in the inner hamstring, and then a bit in the outer one over here too.
You may be feeling it in your glute.
Yeah,
and you'll also feel it. Yeah. So this will also stretch your psoas and your it could actively stretch your piriformis as well, depending on how tight you are. Then you're gonna also bring your hands down, and then you could come to your forearms too, because that will really intensify it as well. So you bring your forearms down to the mat. Yeah, and this is really the full expression of the pose. And then you're gonna sit back towards that back heel. You're gonna straighten the front foot, flex the front leg, flex the toes towards you, flexing that foot. Good. And now you're in a prep for the splits. So this is single side. You're doing a split on the right side now. And you can bring that foot scooching forward if you want to come into the full expression. But if you're fine hanging out here, this is a great stretch. Hips in alignment. You want to square off those hips. Beautiful. You bring one hand to each side of the leg after the foot. Now, when I like to take this a little bit deeper, because you can stretch both your quad that is on top of your IT band and the hamstring below it is by internally, you might even feel this in paraforms too, internally rotating those toes, beautiful. Then walking both hands to the outside of the leg. So yeah, right? Oh, it's so good. Woo! Cody, where do you feel it?
Right in the back of the knee, like right above the back of the knee.
Yeah, so your hamstrings are stretching. Yeah. So there's an attachment here. Well, there's so many attachments where your joints are located, where your muscles attached. What we want to work are the small muscles that don't get used very often, and we want to stretch those globalizers because those are doing the most activation. So this is great for what Cody's doing. For somebody who just had ACL reconstruction and you did a hamstring graft, you might want to back off of this pose. You may not want to be in that stretch for too long, just like what he's doing. And you may just want to not even take your hands to the side. Now Cody's going to come into pigeon pose with that leg. So he's going to bring it across the mat. Beautiful. So this is wonderful. The back leg is completely in alignment with the hip. So his left leg is in alignment with his left hip. In pigeon, go ahead and walk yourself onto your arms straight. You can bring it onto if your wrists are bothering you, can come onto your knuckles. Pigeon is really all about squaring off the hips. Good. Oh my God. And feeling the stretch in your SI joint, essentially, and really rooting through your tailbone and both sit bones equally. So it's important to come with a straight spine into this first before folding down over it, so that your focus is on stretching here, trying to get eventually both sit bones down to the ground. Crazy yogi, I know. And so that means, just as Cody's done so, bringing that front heel in towards your body a little bit more. Good. You're beautiful. And then once you're in it and you feel really good, you can go ahead and forward fold and melt over that front leg. Oh, so good. And Cody comes onto his forearms. So that feels nice for him. He has a lower lumbar degeneration. So what he's doing throughout his practice is we've done modifications to protect his low back. So because he's tight right here and he may not want to overstretch, he's going to be on his forearms, making sure he creates that proprioception of rooting through both sit bones and does not just go and auto-correct himself into the wrong position with his hips. Go ahead and carefully come up onto your hands. Thank you. And then to come out of this pose, you're going to either sit towards the side of the leg that's extended in front of you. Yep. And then sweep those legs in front of you. Yeah, let's just go into it that way. And then we're going to do some rolling like a ball before we switch to the other side. So you'll bend your knees, bring your feet in towards you. You can, yes, exactly. You can grab onto those thighs or you can grab onto the feet if you want. Engage that core. You might want to curl through the abdominals. Yep. And then roll back. And then roll forwards. Yeah. I know it's a trick. You know when you use momentum, you can't get out. That's the best. There you go. You got it. Whoa, beautiful. And roll back. And then roll forwards. And that is activating through the core, right? Such good work. Go backwards again. Beautiful, Cody. And then roll forwards. Yeah, allowing some rolling of the spine, really, because of all of the stretching we just did. Good. And now come onto your back. Good. And this is going to be the last thing we do before we switch to the other leg. You're going to bring your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Good. Your arms towards the ceiling. Good. Imprint the spine. Then you're going to bend the knees, put your hands against the thighs, and resist those knees from coming in. Good. Feel the stretch in your spine you're creating. Beautiful. Then release the fingertips and the toes back up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale, draw it back in. Resist those thighs. Beautiful. And then back up. And awesome. See the shaking? It's so good. And then back up. Good. And then back down. And go ahead and release it on down. Good. Now Cody's lengthened his legs all the way out. He thinks he's going to relax in Shavasana, but no. He's going to bring his hands up towards the ceiling like zombie arms. Good. Then he's going to engage chin towards his chest. He's going to flex through his feet because he'll need that support. Flex your feet towards you. Yep. And he's going to roll all the way up to seated. Yeah. So when he comes through seated, he's going to lengthen through his spine, flat back. Beautiful. I love that you draw. I love it. Draws the shoulder blades down into their socket, feeling the, basically your angel wings coming together and then dropping into place. His arms are going to be floating in front of him, and then he's going to forward fold towards his feet, maintaining that flat back until he gets to a really low point where he does need to curl towards those toes. Feeling a nice stretch through his whole body here. Yes. Then he's going to inhale, restack his spine, coming back through seated. Exhale, rounding down and curling back into a nice laying down position. Yeah. So the modification here, Cody's going to show you. Bringing those hands back up to zombie arms, he's going to bend his knees in, planting his feet down on the ground. And they're going to act as a lever for assistance. As he comes up and through, curling towards those legs, almost like a curl up, he can either reach in the back of his thighs to come up if he needs support, or this position is going to help him with that momentum. Flat back, then he's going to extend his legs to straight so he can fully forward fold over the legs. Good. Then he's going to round through his spine to allow his neck to release. Now, if you're getting any tension in your neck here, you can take your hands out to the mat by your thighs, wherever it's comfortable for you, so that you're not using your traps, Release. Good. This pain that you're experiencing, you don't want to feel the tension. What I mean by that is that things are working that necessarily shouldn't. You want to experience a stretch, and yes, some people call that pain. I also call it relief. Because that lets your body know that, oh my God, I've been like this all day. And I want to really lengthen and be able to grow taller. I want to feel like I'm 6 feet tall when I'm really only 5'7", okay? Now Cody's going to roll all the way back up to seated, beautiful, and then roll all the way back down onto the mat. Awesome. Beautiful. Then he's going to go ahead and he's going to come back up, rolling through the spine, coming back up to seated. Good. He's going to bring his feet in towards him, butterflying his knees out to the sides. Awesome. Then he's going to go ahead and forward fold over those legs as much as possible. Feeling a stretch here. Good. Deepening. Now, I'm going to show you variations of this. This butterfly is a pretty limber position to be in. If you're suffering from pain in your knees, you may not be able to take your knees that open with comfort. And if you have blocks, you can always set them on the sides to alleviate some of that tension, both sides, of course, so that you're minimizing your range of motion on both legs. You can also deepen the stretch using a strap, looping it around those feet and pulling it in towards you. A ring can do the same as well. Good. Good. And just feeling that length through the body, feeling that stretch. From here, Cody is going to do single leg each side, opening out to straddle. So he's going to put one leg straight. He's going to keep the other leg bent. Good. Then he's going to angle his upper body so that his shoulders line up on both sides of that extended foot. Flexing the toes towards his nose. Good. He wants to feel the stretch through the back of his leg. Then he's going to inhale and slowly fold towards that leg. Beautiful, Cody. Good. Awesome. Bending those elbows, deepening into the stretch. And then he's going to slowly come out of it. Now, you could hold here. You could be here for 3 minutes. But for our video, we're going to do 3 breaths. For Cody's body, we're going to do 3 breaths. Then Cody is going to actually go ahead and extend both legs to straight. He's going to straddle facing the camera. So he's going to open his legs out towards the camera. Probably scoot his booty a little bit back. Yeah. And then he'll do the other side once he turns it around. Now, he can sit down on the ground just fine. And he's going to position his buttocks. So he's going to bring each butt cheek out to the side, opening it up. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. And he's going to lengthen through his spine, flex his toes towards his nose again, and then walk his hands forward, getting deep into the stretch. Now, for some people, this is a lot. If you hyperextend in the knees, you want to keep a micro bend in the knees. You want to bend your knees slightly. If you if this is too much, you can always bend your knees even deeper. Good. If you need a modification, this is altogether too much. You can sit on a block to do this. And go ahead and stay there, Cody, and I'm just going to sit on the block. Because I don't want you to have to lift your perfectly positioned buttocks. So you're seated on the block. This creates more of a lift. You can keep that bend in those knees, and then you can walk forward from here. Oh, it still feels so good. And that's what you're looking for. Beautiful. And then to go into the other side, you're going to stretch the other side leg. You're going to bring that other, you do it. You're going to, yeah. Oh, I was mixed up. Thank you. You'll bring that foot in towards the thigh, and then you'll frame, yeah, perfect. You'll frame that leg with your shoulders to walk your hands forward and come down and fold over the leg. Good. Breathing deeply into that space. Now, I didn't mention it on the other side, but since we are going over a lot of modifications, I will tell you this one here too. If you can't reach your toes, you can bring your hands to the outside of the foot. This will take it out of your shoulders from doing the work there. You want to feel the stretch through your lower body and the back of your body. If you even need a different modification, you can hook the strap around your foot and you can pull it in towards you. Now, if you pull it in, you're using both hands, and just as Cody's doing, he's drawing his shoulder blades down, his angel wings back, down and in to their sockets. Then he's lengthening through his core actively, and he's bending his elbow so that his arms are helping assist with the work, not his traps, not his neck, okay? Breathing deeply here, elongating through the spine. Oh man, it's so good. And then he's slowly gonna release that. Beautiful. And go ahead and come onto both of your knees, coming onto hands and knees, and you're gonna cat-cow out your back here. Good. Awesome. Oh, you look like such a good cow. And this is an excited cat. Yeah. And then, beautiful. Allowing the belly to drop down. And then engaging through that core, rounding through that spine, feeling like you're drawing your chin in, your whole upper body in, your tailbone in to a point below him. Good. And then he's going to come out to a flat back. Good. He's going to find his feet planted on the ground. He's going to extend into a downward dog. And he's going to do the second side dragon series, which is really a hip opener. Okay? You're going to bring your other leg forward and through. Yes, it was your left leg this time. Then you're going to plant your right knee down, the top of your foot down. Beautiful. You're going to find the position with your hips so that you're squared off in those hips. And then you're going to draw that knee forward if you can. You can bring both hands to the inside already if you'd like. Good. And settling into what variation feels right for you, Cody. Beautiful. That could be lifting the arch of the foot, bringing the hand to the inside of the thigh for more of a stretch, coming to the forearm of the opposite arm if that feels good to you, or coming onto both forearms into a runner's lunge or a lizard. Awesome. Good. And then you're going to sit back towards the other heel, coming into a modification of side split here. Again, those hips are in alignment, chest through, good, lengthening through the spine, crown of the head reaching away, tailbone reaching towards the heel, flexing through those toes, gorgeous. And if you want to take it all the way, you viewers at home can go ahead and lengthen all the way forward with the leg. Cody's going to hang out here. Then he's going to bend into that front knee. He's going to come forward again into that pigeon pose. So you're getting a nice piriformis stretch. Good. Yes, and he's starting tall, listens very well. Actively rooting through the sit bones and tailbone down. The back foot is relaxed, lined up with the hip coming out of that joint. And if he wants to fold and go deep over his leg, he totally can. Good, beautiful. And he's just relaxing into that. Breathing into it. From pigeon, Cody is going to come back up through. Cody's just going to go straight back into child's pose. Beautiful. Beautiful. And he's lengthening through his spine. He's relaxing here. He's essentially integrating. This is his time of integration. For all of the stretching that he just did, opening his hips, he's now compressing in the joint. It's just going to essentially send a signal to his system to bring more blood flow and more hydrochloric acid to the joint. So it's really lubricating. It's promoting health. This is all about activating self-healing here. Then he's going to come forward from that like a snake. He's going to draw himself up forward into cobra. Beautiful. Tops of the feet are grounded into the mat below him. His elbows are right in line underneath his shoulders, and his palms are down on the ground in front of him. His chest comes forward and through, his collarbone through. His pubic bone is down on the ground, and his glutes are active. Now, he might have had to make some adjustments because he's a dude, but essentially everyone wants to feel as if they're lifting their belly button away from the mat and pushing their pubic bone down into the mat, and their chest is coming out and through. And this allows the neck to open and release. Does that feel good, Cody? Are you lengthening through your crown towards the ceiling as you go? Oh yeah, beautiful. Then you're going to extend those arms straight, coming into what's called seal. So he's opening his hands a little bit wider, his fingertips stay down on the ground, and he's extending through his arms. Now this is very similar to up dog. However, in seal, you want to feel like you're really wrapping those muscles around your arm to support you instead of taking it into your shoulders, which we can often do in down dog. You're engaging, or up dog, excuse me. You're engaging those glutes, lengthening through those legs, and then allowing those abdominals and that core to support you, lifting your belly button off the mat. Great. One more breath here, Cody. Beautiful. And then he's gonna come on down onto the mat. Awesome. And then he's going to bring himself onto his hands and knees. Good. And he's coming on, you come onto your knuckles if you have carpal tunnel or you have an injury to your wrist. He's going to engage his core so he feels he has a nice flat back, his rib cage is coming in. Just like we started class today. Shoulder blades in the sockets. Then you're going to extend one leg out to straight behind you, lining it up with your hip. Your arm, your opposite arm will extend forward. Yes, beautiful. Thumb is towards the ceiling. You're really lengthening through both sides. Good. And you're just holding here, finding that, because that can be work. Oh, good, through that core. Now you're just gonna give me tiny little lifts, lifting, lifting, lift. This is really good for your SI joint. So anyone that's suffering from lower lumbar pain, maybe you already know that you have issues with your SI. This is so good for you. This is also good to incorporate balance into your life. Good. And again, if you have knee pain, a modification would be put a blanket under your knees or double up the mat. You want to be as comfortable as possible here. Beautiful, Cody. And then you're going to bring your knee to your elbow, coming through the center of your body, and then extending back out to that nice flat back position. Out and in. Good. 3 more. We're going to do about 6 here. Woo! And last one. Awesome. All the way out. Carefully plant that hand and knee down. And switch sides. Good. And you're finding that position. Really mindful that your hips are level here. Now go ahead and give tiny little lifts. Beautiful. Length. Good. Engaging through that one. 2. And 1. Awesome. Then you're going to bend the knee in. Elbow towards that knee. You're going to extend the leg. Good. Coming to flat back and then rounding, scooping through the belly button and then extend away. Beautiful. You have 4. Good. Last 2. Awesome. And then last 1. In and extend it all the way out. Go ahead and plant the hand to the foot down. And then you're going to come through onto your belly and come onto your side leg, getting ready for some extension from your hip. Good. Now, the way Cody's positioned is he's got his hips stacked, shoulders stacked, and his hips are directly at the back line of his mat. He's going to bring his feet forward towards that edge of the mat, that corner. Good. And he likes to be on his forearm. Another variation, you can come all the way onto your bicep, lying on your side if you'd like to. Will you go ahead and show that? Great. Yeah. And you can rest your head on it. Beautiful. His other hand's in front of him for support, for stability, because this is a lot of balance. Go ahead and flex your bottom foot, Cody. Good. And you're going to point the top toes. Now, you can come onto your forearm if you'd like. I know you like that. Now, engaging through both side obliques here, he's just going to lift and lower that top leg laterally, up and down. And you only need to go to hip height. He's super strong, obviously. So he's gonna do him. But the more stability and focus you have and just operating from the joint, lifting that leg, the femur bone in that socket, and extending through the entire leg, So the leg is really just a lever. The more you're isolating into those muscles, you don't work enough. Yeah? Feel that? And you're stabilizing through your side of Good. Then he's going to bring those toes a little bit forward of the foot. Good. And he's going to give me circles right out of that hip. So his leg is lined up level with his hip joint, and he's circling. He's drawing grapefruit size circles. Or you can take it even smaller to golf ball size if you really want to. Golf ball size, a little bit harder. So he's going to do 8 one direction, and then he's going to reverse it. For all of these repetitions, you could do 6 to 10. So Cody's very practiced in this. You might want to start with 6. He's going to do 8 each side because he's burning. And he's done a lot already. Good, thank you, Cody. Now he's going to sweep that leg forward in front of him. Yep, nice perpendicular shape here, and then he's going to bring it back. Activating through that glute as he comes back. Good, and then forward. So he'll bring the foot back a little bit past his hip this time. Good. And then forward, just so he activates the different muscles. Good, thank you. For 3. For 2. And then last one. From here, he's going to pause the front, and he's just going to give me little lifts. Little lifts. Ah, it's so fun, right? You don't have to look at me. Relax, take it out of that neck. For 4. Good. For 3. Woo! Look at that. Look at that, guys. 2. I love it. And then last one. Awesome. You can bend that knee and you can put the foot down in front of you, and you're going to do the bottom leg's going to lift and lower. So planting this foot, yeah, there you go. Now you can lift and lower that bottom leg. Woo! For 6, good. 5, woo, 4, 3, 2, awesome. And last one, beautiful, Cody. You're going to bend both knees in towards you, and you're going to do clams. Awesome. Now, bend those knees in a little bit deeper towards you, and then bring those heels a little bit closer to your glutes. Woo, there's the fire zone. Now you're going to open that top knee towards me, and then you're going to close. Kind of like an Alice in Wonderland. You're clam singing to a walrus. Is that what they sing? I don't remember. I gotta look that up. And good, you have 2 more. Good, and then last one, you're gonna lift that leg. Then you're gonna draw this foot up in alignment with that knee. Good. Now from here, point the toes, and it's like you're ringing a doorbell behind you. Good, you have 4 more. Good, 3, 2, awesome. And then last one, back, the leg comes back, and now it's like you're squeezing a ball behind the knee. Squeeze, 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 squeeze for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The leg comes floating back in alignment, and you are done on that side. Whew. He's going to bring his hips back to that back edge again, and he's going to bring his feet towards that front corner. He's going to find the position that works best for him so that his shoulders are stacked, his hips are stacked, and his side oblique is engaged and lifted. Lengthening through the crown of his head. Good. His bottom foot is flexed, and then his top foot is pointed. He's going to lift and lower that top leg laterally to start. And since he knows it's going to tire out on this side, he's not even going to his wow, crazy leg. He's keeping it in alignment with his hip, which I highly recommend for you viewers out there that you do the same. Beautiful. No crazy leg. Good. Beautiful, Cody. And And then on this last one, he's gonna line that leg back up with his hip and he's gonna circle it out. He's gonna do 8 circles in one direction, drawing a grapefruit in his periphery. And then when he's done with that, he's gonna do the reverse. Same size with the circle, slow and controlled, keeping that leg elevated at hip height. Good. Woo! I know. Awesome. Now he's going to bring that leg forward, sweeping it in perpendicular to his body in front of his hip, and then he's going to sweep it back. He's going to bring it back past his hip so he activates that glute. The goal here is to keep those hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Good. And then he's going to sweep it forward. And he's going to sweep it back. And he's going to sweep it forward. And he's going to sweep it back. Good, bud. Awesome. You have 4 more. Two more. And last one. Forward. And lift, 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 lift. Shake, 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 shake. You got this. Shaking is great. Shaking means, oh, hello, muscles I haven't worked or I haven't seen in a while. There you are. This is what's supposed to be supporting me, not that other stuff. Good. And release that foot down. Find a bent knee. You're going to plant that foot in front of you, and then you're going to lift and lower the other leg for an inner thigh work. You pointed the toe on the other side, so please point the toe here. Beautiful. For those of you viewing, if you kept the foot flexed on both sides, that's fine. Lifting and lowering your leg. Good. Working that inner thigh. Woo! Coming straight from the hip joint. Good. You have 3 more. Doing 8 total. And last one. Awesome. You're going to set that foot down. You're going to bend both knees in towards your chest. Good. You're going to draw your heels in towards your glutes. And then you'll bring those knees up a little bit deeper towards the chest. And your prime position for clams. Opening out and in. Woo! Breathing deeply here. And if at any point this is taking a lot of load into your shoulder, you can just lie that arm straight down and relax your head onto the bicep. This is working your side oblique no matter what you do. Having yourself propped on your forearm works it deeper. Make sure no matter what position you're in, you're lengthening through both obliques, lengthening through that core. And Cody, that should be, what number are you on now?
Let's go with 8.
Okay, let's go with that. You're gonna lift that top knee, then you're gonna bring the shin to meet it, you're gonna point the toes, and it's like you wanna poke a ring a doorbell behind you, rather. Oh. I can't see his face, but it's gotta be glorious. You're reaching and lengthening. You've got 4 more. Beautiful, 3 more. Oh, keep it stable. Yeah, 2. And then last one, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Think about getting that heel closer to your glute. Now squeeze, squeeze, squeeze like you're squeezing a ball behind that knee joint. Woo! For 3, for 2. And last one, awesome. Go ahead and bring those knees in. Woo! Yeah. So Cody is going to come lying on his back for a well-deserved stretch here. And I'm going to grab some props. You want to use the ring?
Yeah.
All right. So you can use the strap or you can use the ring. I brought them both out so you can see this. But he's going to take the ring. He's going to keep one leg extended, foot flexed, and he's going to bring the other leg up towards the ceiling. Good. He's going to put the ring on the toe mound of the foot, and he's going to extend the heel towards the ceiling, straightening that leg. Now you can keep a micro bend in the knee. Depends on your level of flexibility, how far you can go. He's going to bring that foot towards the same side shoulder. He's going to plant his shoulder blades down into the mat below him. Good. And his hips stay grounded. Oh yeah, see, at this point, to get that level of stretch, he's got a micro bend in his knee. Now, he's going to add some compression here. So this is really, again, going to help to lubricate the joints. This is really good for anyone that's experiencing a lot of knee pain or inflammation. So you're going to bend the knee in. Good. And then you're pulling that ring in towards you, resisting the foot as you extend the heel away. Good. And then releasing, bending the knee in. Good. Pulling with the arms as you extend the heel away. Good. And then bending that knee in deep. Good. And then resist, 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 pull. Awesome. Now he's going to take that ring in the opposite hand. He's going to lengthen the same side arm out to the side, and he's going to pull those toes in towards his shoulder. The opposite shoulder. Beautiful, Cody. Feeling it? Oh, yeah. It's so good, right? Beautiful. Shake, shake, shake. Shake is totally notable here. You've done a lot of activity at this juncture in time, activating through your gluteus medius, your hamstrings, your glutes. You've worked your quads. So you're basically really getting in deep. And you're just going to try to, if you have to micro bend the knee, you will, but you are not going to rotate the knee. So you just, then you're going to take this back into the same side hand. You're going to release this hand and you're going to open the leg out laterally to the side, keeping those hips grounded. So your range is only going to go so far as you keep both of those hips down onto the ground. Good. Cody is super bendy flexy, clearly. Well, we've been doing this a lot. Good. And then you're going to bring it up. Bring both feet into the ring to get a nice hamstring stretch. Good. You can bring both hands to the ring as well. Flexing those feet, heels towards the ceiling, lifting those kneecaps, activating the quads. Good. And then you're going to switch legs. The other leg is going to float down towards the ground. You're going to flex the foot. Good. Then you're going to draw this foot in towards the same side shoulder. Woo! Feels so glorious, doesn't it? Good. Now we're going to do that compression on this side. So you're going to bend that knee in deep. Good. Then resisting by pulling the ring in towards you, you're going to extend through the leg, through the heel. Then bend the knee in. Good. Then get that extended. Oh, see if you can bring the leg closer to you as you go. Bend the knee in. Woo! And then extend. Oh. Then the ring comes into the other hand. You're going to take that, You're going to take that foot across your body to the same opposite shoulder. Yeah. I love this. So I'm channeling my release through Cody right now. Such a good stretch. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Breathing deeply. I need to do this every day. Like, this is my jam, is this whole series right here. And for those of you watching, you may know I'm recovering from many knee injuries, and I have degenerative disc disease in both my cervical, my thoracic, and my lower lumbar. A fused joint at SI joints, so that causes a lot of trouble as well. So this is my love zone right here. This is what makes me feel better. This is what keeps me getting out of bed in the morning. This is what enables me to stay active. Yeah, I talked a lot. Bring that leg back to the same side, and then you can release the opposite arm, and you're going to take the leg out towards me. Yeah. comfortably here. Awesome. And then you're going to bring that leg up. Good. And you can bring both legs in if you want to get that again, or you can release them away. Yep. Yeah. And you're welcome to have your knees in towards your chest if you want to get another little low back release. Squeeze. Oh, there it is. You can have the ability to wrap your hands around the joint, so right above the elbow joint, you can. Cody is unable to do that, which is fine. He's going to wrap around the thighs. Then you're going to, Then you're going to go ahead and come down with the feet on the ground. Cody loves getting a thoracic stretch, so he's going to put this block between his shoulder blades so he can extend out and open. Now, you will want to find a position where you can support the neck and the head. So I'm going to assist him here. For those of you at home, if you have multiple blocks, we can show you how to modify with that. So go ahead and come up. Good. And then you're going to put that between your shoulder blades, right? Oh, and allow your head to melt down. Can it reach all the way down? Yeah, there it is. So this is perfect for him because his head does make contact with the ground. If your head cannot make contact, you can add a blanket. You could use a foam roller for support behind your neck, and you'll still feel a stretch through your thoracic. His tailbone, I'm going to come over here and show, is fully grounded. That's really important. He's got the natural curve to his spine. That's great. And what he's feeling is a stretch between his shoulders, and his ribs are lengthening and stretching. And he can extend his legs to straight for more of a stretch, or he can bend his knees and bring the pads of his feet together for an extra butterfly here. Good. And if Cody, do you want to take it deeper?
Sure.
Yeah. So Cody likes to take things deep. So we're going to do what is a restorative yoga pose. He's going to bring the strap into his hand. He's going to pull those heels in deep towards his groin. Good. And then once he finds the perfect position for him to relax in, he's going to release that strap away. It'll fall to one side, and his hands are going to come into a nice Shavasana pose so he can deepen that shoulder stretch. Ooh, yeah. Oh, and he's just going to live life there. It's so good. This is where we're going to leave you. We're going to let Cody just relax into this. You too can relax in this position for a couple minutes. Take some time to ground yourself and meditate here. Focus on your breathing. Close your eyes. Feel the blood flow go through your entire body. Take a few breaths, cleansing. A few breaths, releasing. Releasing any tight musculature. And then releasing that mind. Getting really centered inside. And as a thought comes through, maybe your to-do list, maybe you're like, oh, what's next? Allow that to go. And be present with your breath. Inhaling deep into your rib cage and exhaling through your mouth. And acknowledging yourself for what you've done today. And to come out of this pose, if you did have the block, because you could also do it without the block. Honoring your body for all the great work you've done. You're going to bring your hands to your sides, maybe onto your forearms, then lifting your chin towards your chest, rolling through the spine, coming up very carefully to seated. Bringing your hands all the way down, sitting up, knees towards each other to come out of that butterfly. Good. And you're done. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, Cody.